Sammy, of course, first of all, I have to welcome you to Dallas-Fort Worth. We're very pleased that you came today to spend a short time, but nonetheless a very profitable time, we hope.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, the reason General Electric called us all together today was to talk about this great special you have coming up November the 16th. And it's highlights of your 45 years in show business.
And my wife is beginning to look at me and saying, "You're really that old?" No, it's... I think probably the reason why the General Electric is pleased about it is based upon the fact that I came up with a concept, the guys at General Electric bought it, and with the help of Dwight Hemian and Gary Smith and a whole bunch of super talented people, it came off. And you know, and not to be rude, but I am damn proud of it. I think it's the best thing I've ever done in my life.
But Sammy, I'm thinking now, I've been doing this show for 13 years, and if somebody said you have 1 hour to do the highlights of 13 years, Gloria, I wouldn't know where to begin. How did you approach it, looking back on 45 years?
Well, let me tell you the real reason, how you approach it. You do it so that you hope next year they do part 2. That's how
One for Sam.
That's how you approach it. No, but you try to cram into it.
Do anyone remember the special that he's speaking of?
Entertainment. First of all, what is the modus operandi? You know, what's the MO behind, supposedly in quotes, the theatrical Sammy Davis Jr.? It's called to entertain. Then entertain the people. So what I think we do on the special is they get a chance, and I talk about Frank and Nat and King Cole, and you hit everything, but you don't really lay on any subject matter, but the only thing you do is try to entertain. And there are 2 or 3 hunks that I think are dynamite, and I really mean dynamite, because I work that hard at it.
And it is a one-man show, as I understand it.
My guest is my father.
Good.
And I also am in the commercials.
For guess who? For
guess who.
Okay. Sammy, I recently saw you hosting The Tonight Show when Rodney Allen Rippy was on with you.
You mean my little brother?
Fantastic, most lovable kid. And I wondered, as you had such a great rapport with him, did you see some of yourself in him at that age?
Yes, of course. We had no preamble. I didn't see him before the show at all.
And you never had met him?
I had never met him. And one of the reasons why he was on the show is that both my wife and I, lying in bed one night looking at television, we fell in love with this little guy who went, I can't talk. So I said, So I didn't meet his mother, I didn't meet his father, and I didn't meet his agent. And he has all of those 3 things. And our first meeting was on the air. So that what you saw was completely, totally, directly honest. Because I didn't say, what do you want to talk about, as you do in the hallway, or none of that. We didn't even pass each other in the hallway. And when he kissed me, I think that, like Danny Kaye has, he has a rapport with children, regardless of race, color, creed, or otherwise. I would like to think that that's one of the things that I would brag about, that I touch little people, And he looked at me, and he started to smile. Because I've said this to my wife. My own kids think that my wife is 13 and that I'm probably 9. So that's where it is. But they expect honesty. They want honesty. Little people want honesty. They're not kids. They're little people.
Well, that was a beautiful show, Sammy, and I'll remember it
forever.
And Rodney Allen Rippy will be a guest on your Follies show, too, coming up in December.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Rodney did our Christmas show.
Yeah.
He drove us all crazy.
We'll look forward to that.
But he was marvelous, and I think you'll enjoy it.
I'm sure I will. Thanks, Sammy.
Thank you very kindly.
This video raises questions that I need for you to be extremely honest in the comments when answering them. And just so you know, I have 3 questions. Number 1, what are your thoughts about Sammy Davis Jr.? Number 2, do you or did you consider yourself to be a Sammy Davis Jr. fan? And number 3, what was your favorite Sammy Davis Jr. movie? Now please be honest in the comments when answering these questions. Share this video with anyone you deem necessary. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.